You're entering the Blitz with your host, Matt Maldonado, on Madness4life News. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Maldonado, here in FEMA Region 9, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Blitz, Madness4life News. It is podcast number 49, and it is episode number 20. It is not September 20th. It is September 21st, 2011. I'm doing this Thursday edition on Friday because I missed it because I was doing other things. So let's get on with what is with these articles here today for Friday, but it's basically for Thursday, and I'm basically reading articles that are from Friday, so figure that out. This is from RT News. 15 killed, about 200 injured as Pakistanis clash over anti-Islam film. 15 people have been killed and other 200 injured on Friday after tens of thousands of demonstrators hit the streets of protest against an anti-Islam film. Police fired tear gas and live ammunition to disperse rioters. 12 of the deaths happened in the city of Karshi. The combined total of the wounded in Karshi, Peshawar, and Islamabad was not 195 people, according to AFP reports. The government declared Friday a public holiday named the Day of Love. Yeah, the Day of Love of killing people. Anyway, continuing here, the holiday was created specifically so people could peacefully rally against the video. However, the protests quickly turned violent in multiple cities throughout the country, of course. Always happens. Protests have taken to the streets and... I just messed that up. No. Yeah, throughout the country. Protests have taken to the streets in Islamabad, Karshi, Peshawar, and Lahore. In Peshawar, a driver for a Pakistani television station was killed when police bullets hit the vehicle at the scene. A protester was also shot and killed during a separate demonstration in the city, according to AP. Several hundred protesters set two cinemas and the city's Chamber of Commerce on fire. The damaged shops and vehicles, police used batons and to repel the demonstrators. Later in the day, tens of thousands of protesters gathered in one of the city's neighborhoods, calling for the maker of the film to be executed. 12 people have died in the city of Kershi. Armed protesters fired on police, killing one officer and wounding another. Members of the same group set fire to 2 cinemas and a bank, according to AP. In the country's capital, Islamabad, which saw violent clashes between the protesters and officers on Thursday. Protesters burned a police checkpost and breached the red zone where the U.S. Embassy is located. RT correspondent Paula Sarari reports there is a standoff between police and protesters trying to reach the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad, and that the army has been called in. Throngs are propelling stones at police. I think that's something. Is that thorns? Sorry, I can't even say it. Who in turn tear gas them as they attempt to storm the embassy. What we're witnessing is the spark to the fire that is seeing tens of thousands of people take to the streets, these cities, to hold the U.S. Responsible for what they say is the worst attack ever on Islam. The seller said. Police who also fired tear gas on demonstrators in Islamabad and Lahore. Not Hor, it's Lahar. Lahar. There we go. In an attempt to keep them from advancing towards U.S. missions in the cities. In an effort to crumble the protest and respond to safety concerns, the government has closed numerous shops, markets, and patrol stations throughout the country. The government blocked YouTube earlier in the week to prevent citizens from viewing the 14-minute movie trailer of the Insulin of Islam, Muslims. The film has generated unrest in the Muslim world over the past 10 days and led to the deaths of over 40 people. Most of the anger has been directed at the U.S. government, although the movie was independently directed and produced. The U.S. State Department is airing a message on Pakistani television channels, which shows President Barack Obama and Secretary of Hillary Clinton denouncing the film in an effort to diffuse anti-American sentiment. There we go. The U.S. Embassy in Islamabad produced the ad from public comments by Obama and Clinton. And the State Department spent about $70,000 to buy commercial time to show it. Department spokeswoman Victoria Newland said in a statement, "Another reason to protest." Recent protests of the Prophet Muhammad, published by French magazine Charlie Hebdo, have added fuel to the fire by sparking even more anger across the Muslim world. 2 of the drawings show the Prophet naked. You know, this is the way that they also did it with Christianity. But I believe that I don't even know why the heck they even made these type of films. I would make that. I'm a Christian. I would never really make a film like that. That's not really respectable. But hey, you know. What do you want for a culture that's declining right now of the world culture? It's totally declining. Anyway, continuing here. French Interior Minister Manuel Valls stated that France will not allow street protests against the cartoons. Regions throughout the country have been given orders to prohibit demonstrations and crackdown if the ban is challenged. There will be strictly no exceptions. Demonstrations will be banned and broken up, Valls told a news conference. Police are on high alert in Paris after protests planned by some Muslim groups were banned. France has closed its embassy and other official offices in 20 countries. In Islam professing countries, French Muslim leaders condemned the magazine and said a request for claim would be a read in Miscules across the country on Friday. Flags up in flames. Pakistan is not the only country which saw demonstrations on Friday. Citizens of several other Muslim countries took to the streets in protest. In Iraq, demonstrators in the city of Besara raised Iraqi flags while chanting "Death to America." Protesters burned Israeli and American flags and raised a banner that read, "We condemn the offenses made against the Prophet." In the capital of Colombo, about 2,000 Muslims burned effigies of President Barack Obama and American flags, demanding the U.S. ban the film. The Bangladesh, over 2,000 people marched throughout the city of Dhaka, burning a makeshift coffin draped in an American flag and an effigy of Obama. They also burned a French flag to protest against the cartoon of Muhammad. Protesters have also gathered in Tanzania and Lebanon as the protests close in on their 10th day. And there's a lot of pictures from RT. You can look at that at the article, and also a video of the protests. So if you guys want to look at that, just go to rt.com, and it's the first article up. 15 killed, about 200 injured as Pakistan clashed over anti-Islam film. So next one up. Abuse of inmates happens in every Georgian jail, says torture whistleblower. The appeal system, penal system in Georgia is rough with the statistics. Abuse of inmates covered under a glossy facade, claims an ex-deputy chief warden who released footage of beatings and rape allegedly taken in a Tbilisi prison. Couldn't even say the word, sorry. Vladimir Bedukdez alleges that top Georgian officials, including the president of Georgia, by the way, were aware of the abuses at the Gedoleni prison, which triggered a major political scandal in the country. He claims that inmates in Georgia face inhuman treatment for political reasons, or simply for the amusement of those in charge of jails. He told RT that he wanted to release the footage after bringing his family to Belgium, where he is seeking political asylum, but the Georgian authorities found out about the incriminating evidence and tried to undermine it by painting him a crook and a traitor. Vladimir, how long have you, this is from an interview, RT. Vladimir, how long have you been making these videos? Vladimir, I have been working as the prison's deputy chief warden since 2008. RT, who gave the orders? Who in the government knew what was going on, and who kept this matter under wraps? I made those videos on the instructions of the chief warden, and then the chief warden showed these videos to the minister. I made those videos over the period of a year, or maybe 6 months. I'm not sure. I didn't make them in a day or two. They were accumulated over a period of time, and eventually I had 2 hours of video. The minister was in charge of all correctional faculties. Then the minister made him deputy defense minister. Then he became defense minister, and then minister of internal affairs. Throughout this time, the minister remained in charge of Georgia's prison system. RT, how did you know the chief warden showed those videos to the minister? Vladimir, I just did what I was told to do. I made those videos for him, and then he would take the tape, and I don't know what he would do with it, but the minister would often come to the prison perhaps once or twice a week. He used to spend a lot of time talking to the chief warden in his office. The minister was a very close ally of the president of Georgia, by the way, whom President Bush called a beacon of democracy. Or a bacon. No, it's not bacon. It's beacon. He was fully aware of what was going on in the prisons. This is why I insisted that the president should resign. In a democratic country, I wouldn't be the Minister of Interior Affairs or Defense Minister stepping down. The president would resign. The president must step down if he is a Democrat. But he's no Democrat. He keeps the entire nation in chaos and fear. He relies on criminals. He has people with blood on their hands working in high positions in the government. RT, was the president aware of what was going on? Of course, he knew. He knew. President was fully aware of what was going on. The president, when the president was appointed minister in the, when the warden was appointed minister in 2005, the system was very far from European standards. Then the minister appointed. Then the president appointed the warden minister, and the warden, I can't even say his name, that's why I'm saying the warden and the president. So started taking very tough steps. He would send security forces into prisons. They would break into prisons and beat up inmates. Even the president himself would often be there with a camera filming everything, and then I think he would show those videos to. Oh, actually, it wasn't the president; it was the minister. The minister himself and then shows it to the president in order to show him what kind of system he had built. European MPs would visit the prison, and they were impressed, and they would say, "How did you manage to build such a system? You have 4,000 inmates there, and this place is so quiet. We haven't heard as much as somebody speaking loudly. It's almost as if there were no inmates there at all." RT, they're saying this has been going on for some time. Why did you release these materials now? Vladimir, in May, I asked myself whether I wanted to serve the regime or be a man. I tolerated my resignation. I brought in my resignation, took the videos I had made, and left the country. I was afraid because I thought they would kill me, so I came to Belgium and asked for political asylum. My family is currently in Georgia. This is why I asked the Belgian authorities to grant me and my family political asylum as soon as possible. Are you afraid that something may happen? Yes, the president is mentally unstable. Nobody knows what he may do. RT, do you have specifically reasons to be concerned about your family? Have you received any threats? Yes, after I received those videos, some people called me on the phone a few times telling me to keep my mouth shut. And then you moved to Belgium? No, those phone calls were just a couple of days ago. I secretly left Georgia and came to Belgium in July. I have been here for 3 months now, and for financial reasons, I have been unable to bring my family here. Belgium institutions tell me my videos can't be published before my family comes here because nobody knows what the president may do to them. As soon as my family is in Belgium, this footage will be released when I come to Belgium. I played those tapes to the European Commission and the European Parliament, and they assured me that they would keep it secret and that president would never find out about it. Well, since the fact he's on the news, he probably knows now. They kept their word, but somehow 4 or 5 days ago, the president found out about this tape, and then he told the minister to get 2 of my friends who worked with me at the prison and stage a beating of an inmate. So those 2 guys beat up an innocent inmate, and then that video was aired on Georgian television. They claim that they did it on my orders. The purpose of this fornication was to create an impression that I was connected to the opposition. They say I was paid $2 million for those videos, but I have never been involved in politics. I have never been in a political party. I didn't care about politics. RT, your critics say the upcoming election is the reason why you have published these videos now. No. They started this by publishing their video. They connected 2 of my friends, made that video with an inmate, and played it on Georgian television. What could I do? I had this tape with 2 hours of footage. I had to defend myself. They forced me to release those videos. You mean you released your videos in response to what they did? It's like, right, this had nothing to do with the election. Let me get this straight. You're saying that the president somehow found out that you had these videos. Actually, it was not the president. It was It was the minister who found out, and then they published the videos to accuse you. And after that, you released your videos. Right. Except that their video was staged. It was a fabrication. Those 2 friends of mine are in prison now. Actually, 4 of my friends are in prison. This is just to put psychological pressure on me. The president and minister accused me of torture and issued a warrant for me. I am a wanted man now. Who gave you the order to make those videos, and who among the high-ranking officials knew about what was going on? Nobody, just the chief warden and I. I was deputy chief warden. He wanted me to film those interesting moments. For example, when police arrested an opposition activist or a parliament permitted figure is arrested. Yeah, whenever they arrest him, he wanted it on tape. Probably they intended to use those videos later against those people. The chief warden would take those videos to the minister, and the minister would take them to the president. They used it for entertainment. They enjoyed watching how helpless people were in their hands. Once they take you to prison, you are nobody. You have no dignity. This is why these videos caused such an outrage in Georgia. This is why all those young people are protesting. How did they pick inmates for torture? They just did it for entertainment, or if an inmate had something to do with politics, if he was the president's enemy, they would pick him. The system is extremely politicized if you work in. So I think that's it for that. And you can listen to the interview from the video on the article on RT. So, continuing here. Oops. Let's go back. Enemy at the gate. New cameras identify you by your walk. This is still an RT article. Let's read this here right now. A new biometric gait recognition system has been developed by Britain's National Physical Laboratory, meaning that individuals can now be recognized and located by their signature walk. Serious privacy concerns have been aired about the system and its potential surveillance applications. New Scientist reports that the NPL, which collaborated with the Center for Advanced Software Technology, the BBC, and the BAE systems, developed a new system through which a person's walk could be identified. The tracking system combines a computer model of the NPL building with feeds from each on-site CCTV camera. In each video frame, the system separates an individual's salute from its background. The rise of and fall of head height is recorded, and the pattern it forms can be represented by a set of numbers. This is linked to the person's identity. A computer can then produce a list of all the other places that the person has visited and the occasions they have been there. Iris scans and physical recognition systems are seen as emphasized, there we go, I think so, inserted when it comes to identifying individuals from a longer distance. These methods require a cooperative subject and high quality imaging. Standard CCTV is too low resolution to pick out distinctive features, but the identifying development could give it more advanced surveillance capabilities. The technology posed a real threat to privacy, and in the coming years, it will be used for marketing purposes as well as supposed public safety. Personal data goes far beyond writing down your name and address. Now, the law regrettably needs revisiting to reflect these. Nick Pickles, it's not Pickles, it's Pickle. It sounds like Pickles. Nick Pickles, director of the UK Big Brother Watch, told RT. Research has been carried out by Professor Martin Hoffman and colleagues at the Technical University of Munich. They have developed an even more intensive version that takes information from a person's image, such as shadows on their clothing, creating a considerably more detailed signature, and it just continues on from there. Continuing here, Army Colonel threatens to sue top general for concealing truth about Islam. A U.S. Army Colonel who was suspended from a top military college for teaching an anti-Islamic course is threatening to sue America's top generals for violating academic freedom and caving into Islam. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Doolittle's attorneys have put Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff General Martin Dempsey on notice for a possible lawsuit for concealing the truth about Islam after his course was shut down for its strong anti-Islamic content. Doolittle's lawyers issued a press release stating that the final bastions of America's defense against Islamic Jihad and Sharia, the Pentagon fell to the enemy in April 2012. The effective course, which was taught by Doolittle at the Joint Forces Staff College in Virginia, was shut down by Dempsey in April during his lectures. Doolittle, Dooley, there we go, it's Dooley. Dooley at the Dooley spoke of Islam being reduced to cult status, Mencia and Medina being destroyed, and Saudi Arabia being brought to starvation. Some of the material used in the class suggest that U.S. President Barack Obama is a Muslim. It further instructed that there is no such thing as moderate Islam. Documents used in the lecture have shown that Dooley's insisted the U.S. must engage in a total war against Islam to protect the United States. When speaking about Muslims, Dooley said a staggering 140 million people hate everything you stand for and will never coexist with you unless you submit to Islam. He also what is it? Horizamia? He also solidified Horizamia, Nagasaki, and I can't even say those names. I apologize. You can find that those words on the article. So it's 3 different types of other religions. As an example of taking war to a civilian population wherever necessary. Several of Dooley's students, who were all military servicemen, brought the material to his superiors at the college. They was it concern? It's They ended the course and suspended Dooley. General Dempsey called the course totally objectionable and against our values. Dooley's high-powered attorneys responded by accusing Dempsey of buckling under radical Islam and attacking a subordinate army officer who honorably served the nation. Well, it doesn't matter if you serve the nation or not. You're a criminal now. The Thomas More Law Center insists that Dooley's academy freedom was violated, and by his suspension, though they do not lay the blame directly on Dempsey. The spokesman for the Joint Chiefs of Staff chairman did not respond to the circumstance. The potential for immediate legal action. All right. Where's the next article? Last article here. Sick system record $11 billion in fines do not deter pharma giants from crime. Pharmaceutical companies have been fined a record $11 billion over the past 3 years for unethical and illegal practices, but leading researchers says companies will carry on breaking the law regarding fines as the cost of doing business. Yeah, killing people is doing business. That's right. Just killing you all day. Just giving you pills all day and loving every bit of it. Here's some pills. I'll take it. Just killing you. Are you free yet? So disgusting. All right, continuing here. 8 out of 10 of the biggest pharmaceutical producers in the world have been caught breaking the law in this period. All in all, 26 healthcare companies have signed corporate integrity agreements with U.S. authorities, a form of probation following serious fraud. Their misdeeds are varied and cover dozens of best-selling drugs, but fail into several common types. One is the attempt to hide dangerous side effects of new popular drugs. UK-based GlaxoSmithKline GSK is said to have possibly, it's not possibly, it's purposely suppressed critical studies and intimidated researchers who discovered that its pulmonary diabetes drug, Avendia, significantly increased the risk of heart attacks. The company did not just quickly withdraw the drug as it discovered its side effects, but continued to promote it. Another offense has been off-label promotion, advertising doctors to prescribe drugs for uses they were not approved for. Also made by GSK. Butrin, is that how you say it? Was sold by reps to doctors as a happy, horny, skinny drug to be subscribed for anything from obesity to sexual defunction. There we go. Sexual dysfunction. While in fact it had only been approved for treating depression, there are also instances outright financial fraud. The world's biggest pharmaceutical, Johnson & Johnson, paid tens of millions of dollars in kickbacks to Omnicare, a company that supplied drugs to nursing homes so that it would prescribe a drug called Respatrol to its elderly patients with dementia. Instantly, Respatrol hasn't been licensed to treat dementia. GSK was fined $3 billion this summer, and in an ongoing case, Johnson & Johnson is expected to pay up to $2.2 billion. But Kevin Alderson, a professor of law at Boston University, who complained the data on all the measures of violations for the first time, says they are unlikely to change anything. Companies might well view such fines as merely a cost of doing business by killing you, basically. It's business, we're killing you, it just doesn't matter. It's fine, we're not going to get in trouble because we're immune. We're immune from anything, so it doesn't matter. Ridiculous. So they're legally just killing you. But it's fine. We love it. A quick, continuing here, a quite small percentage of their global revenue, and often a manageable percentage of the revenue received from the particle product under scrutiny, claims Outserson in a paper published in the New London Journal of Medication. Avendia on its own has made the British giant over $10.4 billion in revenue during its lifetime, which means that even after accounting for the fines it occurred, the company could still be in the black on this drug alone. And in any case, last year Johnson & Johnson made $9.6 billion, while GSK made a profit of $8.87 billion, meaning the companies is in a good position to take legal risks. Despite the fact that government fines have risen many-fold in just 2 decades, and take them, they do it. And take them, they do it. They do. Outterson notes that real scale of the problem is possible to diagnose, since these types of fraud are hard to detect from the outside. One popular solution is to personally charge executives at companies for the crimes committed on their watch. Outterson City's Boston whistleblower Robert M. Thompson Jr. GSK is a recidivist. How can a company commit $1 billion crime and no individual is handle responsibility? Another method is the legally force pharmaceutical giants to restrict incentives for their salesmen, practically on-off label promotion. And perhaps the most logical would be to keep ramping up the fines until the companies collectively hear the message and stop competing with each other using illegal practices. Meanwhile, the drugs giants themselves say they are now reformed in the wake of the record fine. Andrew Whitney, the chief executive of GSK, said the company has fired all the individuals involved and the company has undergone a fundamental change in procedures. And that is it for today. That's it. So I'm going to be ending this podcast by saying thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me and tolerating me today. And if you want to follow me, just hit that subscribe button and follow me on the links below. Or you can follow Close to Modern. They're also on the links below, as well as also get their album, their entitled EP called The Union. Or you can also be friends with them on Facebook and also follow them on Twitter. Or also be their fans and whatnot. So also follow their website too. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. And God bless America.